Good morning. Welcome everybody from Australia. Again this morning, I'm Trish Rock and this is the Intuitive Listening Show. Wherever you're listening from, welcome. I'm so honoured to be broadcasting across the globe on these amazing channels. All right, how's your week been so far? I think for many of us, especially empaths, people who are sensitive, you don't necessarily have to be, overly intuitive, but you can be sensitive to the environment. I think for many of us, it's actually quite tiring at the moment, just kind of fighting off all the negativity. And that's what I want to talk about today, because when we are in the fight energy, that's exhausting us as well. And, to bring that back to on a daily basis, on a moment by moment basis, if we can choose to put our energy into feeling happiness within us, rather than trying to fight the people around us to bring us happiness, that is a far better scenario. And it's actually better for everyone, because we cannot find our happiness in anything or anyone outside of us. Happiness comes from within us, and it's our choice. No matter what's happening on the external, it's our choice to choose happiness, to, draw that line in the sand and say, yep, you know what? I'm not going to allow the events of the world, the events of my community, the people around me to affect me in any way that doesn't make me feel good. And it's up to you to do that. And I've pulled a few cards today which also reflect that message, and it's the same message in my YouTube videos for this week. And thank you to everyone who has gone over and subscribed to my YouTube channel. I do 2 videos every Sunday. They're released, so I'd love you to go over there. Just look up Trish Rock on YouTube. And also thank you to all the beautiful people who've come over to Facebook onto Trish Rock Abundance page. And if you haven't joined there yet, please come along and join. And you can also book a reading with me from that page if you'd like a more in-depth reading about where you are at the moment and how you can move forward into, the year that you want, into the relationship you want, into the job that you want, into the freedom that you want this year. So pop over there onto my page, Trish Rock Abundance or Trish Rock Transformation over on Facebook, and join me there. Now, when it comes to day-to-day living, this is really where our work is. It's on a moment-by-moment basis. How am I feeling? And it's up to you to set yourself up for the day as well. So here's a couple of things that I do to set my day up for a good day, right? A better feeling day, so that I'm in control, right, of my own power. Firstly, I will have some quiet time when I wake up. I won't go straight into drama on social media or news or anything like that. If I see my mind stepping immediately into the problems of yesterday, I stop that as well and either put on some beautiful music or meditate or change my mindset to something that I want. So this morning I spent 10 minutes lying in bed visioning what I want in the next little while. The other thing I do is I use crystals. I've always got crystals in my bra, and depending on what mood I'm in, but also what energy I feel is important for that day. So today for me is all about feeling peace and love and everything. So I've got rose quartz and I've also got ruby. And then for this reading this morning, for my beautiful merlinite, for those of you on Moonstruck that you can see this is my beautiful merlinite crystal. Isn't it gorgeous? I call it my magic crystal because Merlin's my magic, and that really, I don't know, it just really brings me back to the magic of me. And look, however you choose to do it, you've got to come back to yourself. Now, the first card that I have pulled is from the Keepers of the Light deck, and it is Cernunnos. I'll show you that one. Cernunnos. And this is life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. This is really a message of all of those deep built up energies that you've got in you at the moment that you feel you can't express because of your fears or because of what other people on the external are going to think or say. It's really time for you to stand up and say, you know what? This is my energy. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of me. And I'm not going to shrink to suit anybody else anymore. This is really a declaration from you. And the thing is, when you've got this beautiful energy ready to kind of open up to the world, but you're still shrinking to please other people, this is where the conflict is. And then you really start resenting and feeling anger and frustration for those people around you that are supposedly stopping you from being you. But only you can stop you from being you. Now, the next part of this message is this one, which I've got for you, which is confrontation, picking your battles wisely. This is the other thing here. If you do decide this morning or today, it's like, right, that's it. I'm just going to say what I've been wanting to say for the last, day, year, 5 years, whatever. I'm just going to blurt it all out. That is not picking your battle wisely either, right? Because there are people around you that will perhaps never accept who you are or never accept your point of view. There are people around you who will never change. And by picking battles with them, you really are just going to be exhausted trying to win that. So this week really is for you a beautiful message of empowerment. Do what you can to really feel into your peace, your happiness. Don't rely on the external or the people around you or your circumstances to be making you feel happy. You need to feel happy no matter what's going on. And then all of that stuff that's going on around you that perhaps you don't like at the moment won't feel so tiring for you. And we get back to the beginning where I was saying a lot of us are feeling zapped. We're feeling tired. It's the constant battle that we're putting ourselves in to please other people and to shrink. And so we need to stop doing that. Now, the other thing I'm going to do today is pull for those of you on the TV, you'll be able to see this. I've got this beautiful book, Notes from the Universe. Some of you may receive messages from Mike Dooley from Notes from the Universe in your inbox. I receive them all the time. They're amazing. So get on the website, Notes from the Universe, and sign up. It's really incredible. But I've got the book here, and I'm going to actually open up to a page for an extra message today. But the other thing that's I've just been pointed out to is my beautiful bookmark that I had in this book, which I haven't seen for a little while. I'm going to read this out to you as well. Especially, this is for the women. This is for the women. You are a truly remarkable woman. You are a remarkable woman who accomplishes so much. As a strong woman in a man's world, you are strong but soft, strong but caring, strong but compassionate. You are a remarkable woman who accomplishes so much as a giving woman in a selfish world. You give to your friends, to your family, to everyone. You are a remarkable woman, and you are loved by so many people whose lives you have touched, including mine. That's just a beautiful little sentiment today to perhaps fill your soul with some love and beauty. All right, I'm going to just flip this book open somewhere. Let's see, that's the page there. All right. Interesting. This is the one here that I have been drawn to say, and it's a very short, simple message. If they are in your life, love them. Now, it seems to be opposite to what we were just talking about before, right? About standing up to those people around you, or to really start saying what's on your mind and stop shrinking. But this really is the key. If they're in your life, love them. This in itself is your compassionate soul source coming out and understanding that everybody is source energy on the inside. It's just that some personalities, and we all have personalities that have built up over the years and over the generations with the opposite to love, and we will collide with some personalities. So whoever it is that's in your life that may be causing friction right now, just love them anyway. Love them from afar. Just love them in your own heart, your own mind, and that in itself will take away a lot of the friction and the tension. So that's our beautiful messages for today. Now let's take our reader for the day. We have Wanda in Richmond, Virginia. Hello, Wanda. How are you?
Okay. I wanted to know about my son. He was murdered last June by one of his roommates, and they've never arrested anybody. They're getting away with it. My son was 28 years old.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Wanda. I'm so sorry to hear that. So there was obviously police investigations, etc.?
No, the police didn't investigate anything. My son evicted the boy, told him he had to vote the next day, and he dosed my son with cocaine fentanyl. No one there knew it, but he started ODing at 1, and that guy told all the kids there not to call 911, that the police would come and they'd all get in trouble. And they didn't call till 3 a.m. 2 hours later. They let him lay in the floor and die.
Oh, gosh.
It was the boy that had got kicked out that night, and the police wrote it off as an OD, and they've never investigated anything at all.
Yeah. It's very distressing. I can't even imagine what pain that would be for you, Wanda. I haven't been in that situation, and I can only imagine. So my heart goes out to you, not only just for losing your son, but the situation and the circumstances. The first thing I really want to say is that by being focused on the injustice.
I want justice.
Yes.
I want these people. I want them all arrested and put in jail. Will I ever get justice for my son?
Yeah, I think the first thing here, though, is that because of the focus here on the injustice of it all, there's you know, the focus really needs to be here on, you know, how much you loved your son, and focus on the good times you had with him. There seems to be too much focus on the injustice of it, which is denying you that those beautiful memories of him.
I have the memories.
I'm getting a real sense of peace here, actually, Wanda, from your son. I'm just getting a sense of peace here, and I'm just getting the message here, and I don't know whether that's from him or whether that's from my guides. I'm getting the message here that everything is lining up, that the evidence is being lined up, is what I'm being told. Now, that is perhaps not going to be in a set timeline, right? But I'm getting told that it's being lined up, and that justice will be done, but there needs to be some letting go from you, because you know, your son wants you to be happy as well and start living. And I just feel that this burden of you know, 80% focus on getting this resolved, that burden is really weighing you down and keeping that sadness in you. So the first thing really is to know that everything is behind the scenes, is really getting lined up so that
do you think it will be
something
soon?
Pardon?
Do you think that it will be soon this year that these people are arrested?
I'm not kind of getting in the immediate future, definitely like not the next couple of months, but I feel that in time it will all line up. I feel it will, Wanda. And there could be evidence of it starting to line up towards the end of this year. And I know that this
everyone already knows but the police. They did absolutely nothing whatsoever. Everyone knows this boy dosed my son, and that they let him lay there and die. They let him lay in the floor for 2 hours when the ambulance only took 3.5 minutes to get there. He started ODing at 1. He was throwing up. He had ingested it, and he was throwing up. Walked out of the bathroom. He couldn't breathe. He passed out. He was unconscious and unresponsive, and they let him lay in the floor till 3 o'clock. He died at 2:45. See, I've already talked to communicated with a half a dozen psychics, mediums, every week since he died last June, and they are all consistent. He told them he died at 2:45. Are you getting that?
I don't tune into things like that, Wanda. I'm kind of working with you here to maybe, you know, start stepping out of this this total focus here on the injustice of it all, because it's not good for your health to be focused on this. And I understand you want justice, but behind the scenes, it's all lining up. And I feel you really need to understand that, and going over the details constantly in your mind is not giving you space in your mind to really celebrate your beautiful son. And the message I'm getting here is that he wants to be celebrated by you, and you know, just
he has the nicest headstone, the biggest, the nicest. It took 3 days to customize his headstone. It was $8,000 for that. Every holiday, no matter what it is, I go out and decorate. And his birthday was the day before Christmas. He would have been 29.
Yeah.
Our whole family went and had a birthday party at the cemetery for him. My sister even ordered a special birthday cake. But
I love that one.
All my friends, but one are dead. My parents have died.
Yeah.
Within a little over 2 years, my mother died, my best friend, and my son.
Yeah. So yeah, I absolutely love that, Wanda, and I got goosebumps. So he is there with you at all those celebrations, and really just wants you to start living life and be happy, because the circumstances of his death, as wrong as they were, shouldn't stop you from living. And that's really the biggest message that I want to give to you. And please know that things behind the scenes are all working out, and there's no timeline for it. And it's really time to, not forget about it, but certainly start living again is the biggest message I'm
To murder
getting
somebody
here.
because you were evicted from an apartment? He was murdered. The boy bought the drugs in advance that day. The police know who the person was that he bought the drugs from. It was all premeditated. And that boy's walking free.
Yeah, so
all of them are walking free.
Yeah, so once again, Wanda, I just want to say to you, the focus needs to shift from all of these details onto you moving forward with your life. That's really the message I'm getting. And it's just consuming you. It's just consuming you. And your son certainly doesn't want
all
that.
Day, every day. My whole house is my son. His pictures, his trophies, his awards. He was college educated. He was certified.
Well, I wish you all the best, Wanda, and thank you for calling in today.
So he will get we will get justice. That's.
It's all, but I'm getting the message that things are lining up. But once again, the real message here for you, Wanda, is to take your focus off it so that you can start living again. Okay.
I lived for him.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you for calling in, Wanda. Okay, well, let's talk now a little bit more about sorry, just let me gather my thoughts there for a second. I'm still, that was just a bit heavy for me. So once again, this week, really talking about you finding your happiness and really shining through. And one of the things really that comes from you finding your happiness, and because a lot of people think, well, why should I be happy if other people aren't? Or, shouldn't I be focusing more on helping people? Shouldn't I be focusing more on, sacrificing my life or my happiness or my peace or my energy so other people can be happy? And this really is this is really the old rules that we've been taught and brought up within society and within our surroundings, that we are less important than everyone else. And this week really is a message of bringing that importance back to you, not in an arrogant way, not in a selfish way, not in a disrespectful way, but to really honor, love, respect, treat yourself like you matter 100%. And from that space, that is where everything in the external changes. And, it was interesting. I seem to be, being a little bit of disrespect seems to be kind of in my environment at the moment. And I haven't had that for quite a few years because I just haven't kind of been around people that disrespect me. And, you've got to kind of look at all of that, not get angry or frustrated, but look at, okay, where am I disrespecting myself? And go from there and work from there. So this week, bring that life force within you, that energy to life, and choose your battles wisely this week, and absolutely treat yourself with all the love and respect that you deserve. All right, so make sure you head over to my YouTube channel. I produce 2 videos a week with the weekly message and inspiration. It's at Trish Rock on YouTube. And please come over and like my page on Facebook, Trish Rock Abundance or Trish Rock Transformation. You can also book a reading from there. I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you so much for tuning in again and watching this show. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you next week.